So let's just talk about what would happen if you did have a credit card breach and what this costs. So I'm sure that many of you have received a replacement card in the mail. It just happened to me recently. My American Express I got contacted by American Express Security, and my American Express card was compromised. Well, what does that mean? What that means is it was discovered where a breach occurred, and it came down to the merchant level. And because my card was used at this particular merchant, it was identified as a card that could potentially be stolen. So they issued me a new card. Who pays for that card? It's not the credit card company. It's you, the merchant. So that we were involved in one breach where a facility, a merchant, compromised about 10,000 credit cards. It was $40,000 because it is $4 a card to replace each card. So you also have to pay for the forensic investigation, because what's going to happen is they're going to quarantine your system. And then there are several firms that come in, and we're one of them, and we investigate as to where the breach occurred. Typically, it's going to be organized crime. It's typically Eastern Europe, and sometimes a hacker typically can get into your system and has been in there for years. They lie dormant. They're very smart. And the cost of a forensic investigation is typically between $25,000 and $35,000. And then on top of that, if you are not compliant at the time of the incident, you have to pay fines. There was a MasterCard assessment fee that was added that I just saw one, and there are just additional fines if depending on what information is stolen. So what's critical about this is even if you are PCI compliant, you still have to pay for the forensic investigation and the replacement cards and the identity restoration. So it's critical that you have the proper protection in place if you ever are breached, because I always see what happens, as I said, after the fact. And everybody's wondering what they're covered for, what they indemnified their processor for, what they're on the hook for. And this is really an important issue because credit card theft is at an all-time high. And from what we see, it's not a matter of if, it is really a matter of when.